The Orlando Magic have a very, very important offseason ahead of them. This is not only an offseason where they have two lottery picks, but they also have to make some moves to get some key veteran guys. They, of course, have the Rookie of the Year in Paolo Banchero, who just had a phenomenal rookie season. I mean, 28 game, on good efficiency. What else can you ask for? Franz Wagner is a dog. Wendell Carter Jr. is a dog. Markelle Fultz is a dog. They got some pieces on this Magic team. They could be very successful here in the future. So we're going to be talking all about their offseason today. Make sure to the like button, leave me a comment, and stick around for the full video. Now let's go and get started looking at their offseason preview, starting off by looking at the offseason guide. I mentioned they had two lottery picks. They also have, I believe, a second round pick later on. But they do have a good amount of cap space, sitting at $28 million projected right now. They do have the 36th pick in the draft to go along with number 6 projected and number 11 projected. Of course, the lottery does not come out for about 14 days from the time of this recording, so getting closer. Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Cole Anthony, they have team options on all of them, and then Mo Wagner is their only key free agent that they need to look into retaining. I believe he is restricted, however. Now, the draft, that's what we'll get started with because that's what comes first. They have the projected number 6 pick where I've been hearing Grady Dick does not get past this pick for the Magic. They need an elite shooter. They don't think he will stick around all the way till 11, so I believe that they're going to go ahead and take him while he's still on the board. Averaged 14 points and 5 rebounds on 40% shooting from 3 this year at Kansas. So obviously elite shooter, elite off the catch and shoot. His release point at 6'8" is very, very tough to guard, especially even at the NBA level, especially at the college level. But he has such a fluent release. It's very quick. The Magic like him a lot. I like him a lot. I think he'd be a big time get for them at number 6. The second option would be Azor Thompson out of Overtime Elite. Just an absolutely freak athlete. I mean, the dude does stuff on a basketball court that probably shouldn't be done. And at 6'7", that's a scary blend of athleticism and height. He was dominant in the OTE, but that's not exactly a top-tier league. So he'll need, to develop a little bit. He'd be more of a project pick at 6, but he's a guy that I think the Magic could invest in. Cam Whitmore, another guy, big body athlete that he actually has a little bit of tough shot making in his bag. We've seen this at Villanova where he can hit the step back 3. He can hit the contested shot with a hand in his mouth for sure. Tough shot maker. I mean, sometimes he takes a little bit too tough of shots, but coach probably doesn't like that, but something that can be developed over time. Now at 11, their second projected lottery pick. So here they have a couple of options. Again, I think they will address the shooting guard position unless, something crazy happens or this pick ends up getting changed drastically with the draft lottery. First off could be Nick Smith Jr., but I think this is a bit of a reach at 11. You can trade back and get him for sure. I mean, still a very raw prospect. Could definitely be something in the NBA. Injuries just kind of derailed him. But a guy I think they should target is Jordan Hawkins. The Magic are targeting shooting this offseason. The only position that they don't have their starter locked in for the next 4 or 5 years is the shooting guard position. Jordan Hawkins, I think, or Grady Dick, one of the two can be that guy for a long time. Just led the UConn Huskies to a national championship, and I think he'd be the perfect fit for them, either coming off the bench or starting. You can move on from Gary Harris, bring in 2 new shooting guards. At 36, there's 3 guys you could target. Jaquavion Smith, I believe you pronounce it City. I honestly have no clue how to pronounce that. But we'll keep rolling. Jalen Wilson, Jaquavion Smith, and then him. Jalen Wilson out of Kansas would be an interesting option. A guy, obviously, we know can score it from all 3 levels. Maybe not really a 3-point shooter when it comes to the NBA, but could also be a good defender. He's got the height, weight, speed. Same thing with City. Not as much of a scorer, though, in the G League Ignite, and he's already played a year of professional basketball, so that's the upside with him, but still a very, very raw prospect that you will have to take time to develop, and not sure how well he fits into this Magic team. Probably would just get buried deep in the rotation. The final guy here, Jaquavion Smith, not sure if he'll be there at 36, but he's a guy that can make tough shots, somewhat inefficient this year at NC State, had to watch him chuck up logo threes all year, but, sometimes they went in, and sometimes it was fun to watch. Bit smaller at 6'4", 165, but still, a guy they could target there. They could help them at the shooting guard position late in the second round. Now, the free agent decisions they will have to be making. Of course, you're going to accept the team option on Franz Wagner. That one's a no-brainer. One of the better young players, better young forwards in the NBA right now. He just had a heck of a season for the Magic. Cole Anthony, another guy, he got significantly more efficient this year. We're also going to be accepting his player option. He can come in, be the backup point guard for the Magic. Still young, play behind Markelle Fultz for a while, be an energy guy off the bench, can come in, microwave guy, give them buckets immediately. We're also going to accept Jalen Suggs' team option. Even though he hasn't been the greatest in the world, he can still develop a little bit. There's still some potential left for him. Now, the Mo Wagner situation. He will be hitting free agency, but I think you got to bring him back. He averaged 10.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and you might be saying, now that doesn't exactly scream long-term contract. But you look at his minutes. He only played in about 19 minutes a game, 31% from three, 50% from the field. Very efficient in the time he did get. Also, he's going to be one of your future stars. It's his brother, so it'd keep him happy. Some other free agents they could be looking at are as follows. I mean, they could make a splash. They got some money to do so. After accepting all the team options, you'd be around $20 million. Re-sign Franz or re-sign Mo. Or if you don't, maybe you try to make a splash. I mean, maybe trade for a point guard or a scorer. Or you can save money to re-sign the core because they're young players. They're all going to be needing big contracts before long. And then you also got to make a decision on Jonathan Isaac. Do you bring him back? He's obviously under contract. We'll see what happens. But taking a look at what could be the lineup for next year, I really like this. Inserting Grady Dick to be the starting two guard. And a lot of people forget, this Magic team was not healthy early on in the year. If they were healthy, this is a team that they had a couple game over 500 record. Once they started getting healthy, once they started to make that little play-in push, they were a couple of games over 500, playing good basketball. This is a team that will only get better this offseason. They add another guy in Grady Dick. Maybe you go out get a veteran. I'm not sure how much money you'll have left to play with. Maybe a little 2-year deal for an older guy just to bring in for the locker room. But I like this starting lineup a lot. Markelle Fultz, Grady Dick, Franz Wagner, Paolo, and Wendell Carter Jr. I think this starting five can get you somewhere. It's definitely a very, very nice starting point. Then you look at the bench. The key X factor here will be Jonathan Isaac, because if you've watched the channel for very long, you know I'm a big Jonathan Isaac guy. Elite defender, perfect for the modern NBA because he can hit the three ball, he can score a little bit, and he's one of the best. I mean, he can guard 1 through 5. Then you also got Cole Anthony and Jordan Hawkins here. Both can provide a boost off the bench. Jordan Hawkins, obviously elite shooter. Cole Anthony could be a microwave guy. And then Bobo, we'll see what happens with him. Obviously had a very promising start of the year. Then things kind of went south. We'll see what happens there, see how his development progresses. And then you've also got Mo Wagner, who I do think the Magic will bring back this offseason. This is a very nice bench unit as well. I see this team making the playoffs with the proper progression and coaching. You also got, Chuma Okeke, Gary Harris, and Jalen Suggs as some other guys. Obviously, Jalen Suggs will be getting minutes. I mean, he was a top 5 pick just 2 years ago. He will have to be getting some minutes in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. That's the Magic's offseason preview, in my opinion. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment if you did enjoy today's video at any point. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.